Hey, everybody, this is Dr. Dave Nelson, professor of history. I'm based down at the Bainbridge campus. I was planning to be there today all the way till this morning, but I do have a family member that's ill and that preempted those plans. I wanted to quickly talk to you about the Scotland Study Abroad program that I direct, but also a little bit about Georgia Goes Global, which you'll be hearing more about also from Dr. Schmeiser, because he's working for the Ireland program this year. But first off, I do want to say the same thing I'm sure everybody else has said. I really want to encourage you to think about some study abroad program, no matter which one it is. And if you can't do it this year, really try to do it next year or the year after. It's one of the best things you can do as a student. It also helps you in your career, and it's a lot of fun. And ABAC is very good about giving funding for these programs. They are really good about giving assistance. And I know you're hearing about it tonight. Take advantage of it. Okay, let me share my screen and I'll try to do this as fast as I can. Again, I direct the Scotland Study Abroad program. It's a 2-week program based in Edinburgh, Scotland. This year, we actually offer two weeks back to back. So session 1 is May 20th through June 2nd. And session 2 is June 3rd through the 16th. And each session has 2 sets of classes. So for instance, I teach the history courses, and for session 1, I have a colleague from Middle Georgia that teaches English courses. And then for session 2, I do the history classes, and I have a colleague from West Georgia that does psychology classes. And we offer intro level courses, but also upper level courses. And I'll get a little more detailed in just a second about that. Here's my email if you do need to get a hold of me and ask any questions about Scotland or Georgia Goes Global. So we started this program back in 2011 down at Bainbridge. It was a homegrown program. But after a couple of years, I was approached by the University System of Georgia to make it a statewide program. At that time, there was something called the European Council, but today it's known as USG Goes Global because it's not just Europe. It's a series of programs that, again, these are all programs that started at different schools, but now we share them with students across the state. And there are 2 types of programs. There are 4 to 5 week programs like Ireland, and there's also 2-week programs like the Scotland program. So depending on how much time you have, how much money you have, you can decide which program you want to do. Now, our programs, the deadline's a little bit later in the year, like the final deadline's not till early spring, which is why I do want to keep this short, because I know the other programs here at ABAC, they have much more closer deadlines, and we need to fill those up first. And some of our prices haven't been set yet. Again, we usually finalize the prices in September, but I can give you at least a pretty good idea what the Scotland program is going to cost. And I'm sure Dr. Schmeiser can do the same for Ireland. So for the 4 to 5 week programs, you will spend 2 days of the week in a classroom, then you spend 2 days a week doing field trips, and then 3 days a week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're totally free to do whatever you want. And then you start over the next week. All the programs, by the way, do provide the housing. It's part of the cost. Most of them provide breakfast. I know London provides lunch. I think Ireland provides quite a few meals. So every program's a little bit different. So if you decide on a program, be sure to look at the fine print, but we're all pretty similar. The 2-week programs, like the Scotland one, we're more field trip focused. We push a lot of the work online. So before you go and after you get back, you'll do work online, recorded lectures, papers. But while we're there, we only do a little bit of classroom time. So because we don't have as much time. And we also have a free weekend. So from Friday through Sunday of the first week, you can do whatever you want, go travel in other places as well. So here are some of the Georgia Goes Global programs that we're planning for this year. Again, as you can see, the details haven't been finalized yet. The Edinburgh, London, Madrid, Paris, Portugal, one for Ireland, China, and Jamaica. China's a tough one because of COVID, so I won't guarantee that one will make. And Jamaica, we are hoping to do this year. It didn't make last year. Again, just didn't quite get enough students, I think, over COVID concerns. So these are last year's dates of the ones that actually ran. Like I said, Jamaica ended up not running. Just to give you a sense of about when they're going to run, I think the dates this year would be very similar. So these are all the programs, except for Jamaica. These are all the programs that ran last year. So a little bit about Scotland. Again, we're based in the capital of Scotland, in Edinburgh, and that's where we spend the 2 weeks there. The cost is still to be decided for this year. This was the estimate last year, 1,700. We actually got it down a bit more to about 1,500. So that's for the program. That covers your housing, that covers your breakfast, the field trips. We do ghost tours, we do a dance, we do an overnight trip to the Highlands. That's all covered in that $1,500. That does not include airfare. We do have a group ticket that you can add on, which runs about $1,100, or you can buy your own plane ticket. I know, like if you go in October, which I might do, I know it's running about $800 now. So you might can beat the group price. So that's up to you. If you're comfortable buying your own plane ticket, you can do that. So all together with the plane ticket, it'll run probably about $2,500. So that's the real price of this program, which is again a pretty decent price for 2 weeks in UK. Again, we're based in Edinburgh, but then we do lots and lots of field trips out of Edinburgh. We go to St. Andrews, we go to Linlithgow, we go to Glasgow, we spend 2 days up in the Highlands. We only do a little bit of classroom time. We do have a space where we do hold classes for a couple hours each week, and that's it. But again, we really want you out and about. We want feet on the ground because we don't have a lot of time. So while you might hear me lecturing or the others lecturing, we're doing it with the world's greatest PowerPoints. We're doing it right in front of the actual sites of what we're talking about. So we might walk, we'll stop for a minute, talk for a minute, might give you a couple of worksheets to fill out while you go through a museum, and then we go see other really cool stuff. So we really don't spend much time in the classroom. And so again, these are some images from past years. This is the psychologist that talks about ghosts. This is my colleague, Benita Muth, who does our English programs for us. We do have a website. This is an old one. You can see it says European Council, but we do have a website where we can dump a lot of our work online and have videos and share photos and things like that. But again, we really want you out and about. This is Stirling, where there's a great castle. We get, sorry, I'm just rambling as I'm going through these images here. We do a Ceilidh dance every year where we dance with a lot of the locals doing traditional Scottish dances. These are some of the images from Edinburgh. So these are the courses that we offered this past year and what we're offering this year, because we're really duplicating the program. So you can see we kind of combine the courses in our subject matter. We all sort of talk about some of the same kind of stuff. I do witch trials and crime. We talk about ghosts. We talk about Harry Potter. We talk about fantasy fiction. So we try to make all the courses interesting to take. Even though they count for credit, we try to make them something you want to take as well. This is the website. And again, I can email it to you for signing up for the program and getting more information on it. It does have this is for last year, but you can see we have pretty late deadlines compared to some of the other programs. So there's no rush in ours. In the same way, I know some of the other programs really need to fill up quicker. This is where we stay, the Edinburgh Central Hostel. And there's a lot of communal spaces. You get your own private bed and your own private room with your own private bathroom. These are questions everybody always asks. And we do have a communal kitchen where you can do your own cooking, but you can also go out to eat quite a bit. Okay, let me kind of run through. Oh, that's our SGA Vice President, Colby Whitaker, dancing up a storm last summer. This is us at a tea shop. This is our last group on the Isle of Arran. Anyway, enough of that. I've already taken too much time. So again, if you're interested in Scotland, shoot me an email. If you're interested in some of the other Georgia Goes Global programs, send me an email. This is my email here again. But if you're interested in Ireland, which I want to go in Scotland. But Ireland is a great program. I'm serious. I've never heard a complaint about the Ireland program. I've heard complaints about some of the others, but not Ireland. So if you don't want to do Scotland and you don't want to do some of the other programs, really think about the Ireland program. So I'm going to shut up and let Dr. Schmeiser pick it up from here. Thank you, guys. And hopefully next time we have a meeting, I'll be there. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks.